Hello everyone. Today in this session we will discuss regarding the word Perquisites. The word has basically this word basically you can hear from last 1 or 2 weeks continuously because there is a government decision, Supreme Court decision on this word. So as from the image, you are able to understand that these are the different types of the benefits given by the employer to their employees, like meal breaks, social security perks and bonuses, pay raise, employer allowances, achievement award, health insurance, paid vacation, all these things. Now let's discuss. Basically, there is government introduced a new tax on the bankers, that is on the perquisites. Clear, on the perquisites. First of all, here we will discuss what is the basic meaning of the word perquisites. Perquisites होते क्या है, इसके ऊपर हम 2 से 3 सेशंस लेंगे। बेसिक 10 से 15 मिनट का होगा। हम डिस्कस करेंगे कि उसको कैलकुलेट कैसे करते हैं, उसका एक्चुअल में मीनिंग क्या है। और रिसेंटली सभी बैंक्स इंप्लीमेंटेड दिस टैक्सेस, सो वी विल डिस्कस आल्सो ऑन दैट। Valuation of perquisites. First of all, we will discuss what is the basic meaning of the word perquisite. Perquisite may be defined as an casual emolument or benefit attached to an office or position in addition to the salary or wages. Clear, in addition to the salary or wages, what are the extra benefits basically what our organization give to their employees, that is to be known as the perquisites, that are to be monetary or non-monetary also. So perquisite, it is defined in the section 17 subsection 2 of the Income Tax Act, including what it includes: value of rent free or accommodation provided by the employer. Clear, that is perquisite, that is like basically there are quarters. In simple language you can say that this organization has quarters available there. Clear, for that quarter you have just pay like nominal rent, 500, 1000 rent. Clear, so that is the meaning of that, value of rent free or accommodation provided by the employer. Second one, that is value of any concession in the matter of rent respecting any accommodation provided to the assessee by his employer. Third one, any sum paid by the employer in respect of an obligation which was actually payable by the assessee. Clear, like your organization pays on behalf of you. Clear, that is also comes under the perquisite. Valuation of any benefit or amenity granted free or at concessional rate to the specified employees. Clear, granted free of cost at concessional rate basically to the specified employees. Next one, the value of any special security or sweat equity shares allotted or transferred directly or indirectly by the employer or former employer free of cost or at a concessional rate to the assessee. Clear, or at a concessional rate, either free of cost or at the concessional rate, like we can say like bonus. So any sum payable to the employer, whether directly or through a fund. Clear, any sum payable to the employer, whether directly or through a fund other than a recognized provident fund or an approved superannuation fund, to affect an insurance on the life of the assessee, or to affect a contract for an annuity. Clear, or to affect a contract for an annuity. Next one, that is the amount of any contribution to the approved superannuation fund. What is the meaning of superannuation? Basically that retirement at the fulfillment of the age criteria, like 58 or 60 or 62, depend upon age factor. Clear, like in the banking sector, I think 60 years of age. Clear, in some state governments it is to 58 or 60 or 62, depend upon that. Okay, superannuation after completion of the full service. The amount of any contribution to an approved superannuation fund by the employer in respect of the assessee, to the extent if it exceeds 1 lakh. Clear, that is contribution, if it exceeds 1 lakh, then it will be considered as the perquisite. If it is less than 1 lakh, then it will not be considered as a perquisite here. Clear, so you have to also remember that. Now next one, the value of any other fringe benefit or amenity as may be prescribed Basically, the perquisites are to be divided in the two parts. Clear? Perquisites are to be divided in the two parts, as I have already mentioned in the starting of the session. That is monetary perquisites and non-monetary perquisites. So, what is the basic difference between that? We will also cover. Clear? Very, very important discussion. Because only after that you are able to understand what is the basic difference between all these things. Clear? So monetary perquisites are taxable for all the employees and non-monetary perquisites are taxable in the hands of the specified employees. Clear? Basically monetary perquisites, basically it is to be taxable for all the employees. Clear? Because that it is to be given to all the employees, and non-monetary basically that is for the like specified employees, or we can say that for the executives. Clear? That is the non-monetary perquisites. Okay. So this is the basic definition. Recently, I have find some images basically circulating in the social media. So I will cover that. Clear? What is the date? That is TDS applicability on the interest-free or concessional loan perquisites to the bank staff. Implication of honorable Supreme Court judgment. Clear? There is a recently Supreme Court judgment. So how it will be mentioned that? So as per the section 17.2, this is the same section. Clear? What it mentions here? Section 17.2 of the Income Tax Act 1961, value of any benefit or amenity granted free or at concessional rate to the specified employees shall come under the definition of perquisite, and the perquisite value shall be added to the income for assessing the income tax liability. How it will be assessed, how the income tax will be calculated, we will also cover later on. Clear? First of all, I will discuss what is the basic meaning of that. In the next part, I will discuss with the help of one example. Okay. So the value of the perquisite shall be the excess of interest payable. Clear? The value of the perquisite shall be the excess of the interest payable at the prescribed interest rate over interest, if any actual paid by the employees or any member of his household. The prescribed interest rate mentioned below would be the rate charged by the State Bank of India. Clear? So these are the rates charged by the State Bank of India, and the differential rate basically you have to pay with respect to this one on the first day of the relevant previous year, that is April 1st, in respect of the loans of the same type and for the same purpose advanced by it to the general public. Clear? Like loan type. SBI benchmark rate for the perquisite calculation for the financial year 2024-2025. For the housing loan, it will be 9.15%. Like your employer basically give you 6% or 6.5% housing loan, simple interest, but for tax calculation, they have to be take the value that is 9.15. Clear? Vehicle loan 4-wheeler 8.85. Vehicle loan 2-wheeler 12.15. Overdraft, like every bank has given the OD facility to their staff. That is basically like 7.5, 8% interest rate, or even in some banks it has to be 6.5. Clear? Depend upon. So here it will take the 11.15%. Festival advance, which is free of cost. Clear? And it is to be payable in the EMI is. Clear? By the employee. So here it will also take the 11.15%. Clear? Festival advance, it is that type of the facility given by the organization to its employees free of cost. Clear? That is festival advance, it is like given a free of cost some amount to their employees. Clear? Like 50,000, 60,000, depending upon the salary of the employee, or the post of the employee. Yeah. So here it will also consider in the under the case of the perquisite. Clear? Under the case of the perquisite, that is also the personal loan. Clear? The rate will be taken as 11.15. Earlier, basically, there is not any criteria for that. It is interest free. Clear? So if the SBI rate changes during the year, the new rate will be applied from the subsequent financial year. It should be noted that for loans where amount does not exceed rupees 20,000, clear? If in any financial year, if the amount does not exceed rupees 20,000 or any time during the financial year, no perquisite value it is to be considered. Loans for the medical treatment specified under Rule 3A are exempt provided they are not reimbursed under any medical insurance scheme. Okay, are exempted from the preview of the perquisite calculation. Bank is providing financial assistance or loans under the various schemes to its employees at the concessional rate. Concessional rate between all these things like housing loan, vehicle loan, overdraft at the concessional rate, and festival advance, basically it is the zero interest. So list of some of the loans and advances being provided to the employees at concession or zero interest falling under the definition of perquisite. It is summarized as under housing loan, conveyance loan, overdraft festival advance, grant of interest-free loans in the case of the natural calamities, interest-free loans for the insurance premium, or furniture loan to the award staff. Clear? Furniture loan to the award staff. Clear? Depending upon the bank, basically these are the different loans provided by the organization to their staff. Okay. Further, that is basically there is also free motor car facility. Clear? I will discuss in detail regarding all this. Bank is considering expenditure under the free motor car facility for the personal use of its employees, providing to the bank's executive as one of the component for the perquisite calculation. Consequent to the Honorable Supreme Court judgment dated 7th of May 2024, calculation of perquisite value on the loans and advances and the method of calculation it is furnished below, like advances or loans at the concessional interest rate, staff housing and convenience loans, that is vehicle loans, are sanctioned at the concessional rates, and simple interest basically it is being applied on outstanding principal amount in the account till the repayment or of the principal sanctioned or disbursed amount it is complete. So for the perquisite, clear, this is the basic thing. So for the perquisite value calculation, clear, so how it will be the calculation or calculation tax on that difference in the interest amount, like here 6%, or it is mentioned here 9.5% or 9.15. Clear? So for the perquisite value calculation, difference in the interest amount or the excess of the interest payable will be the calculated based on the principal balance as on the last day of the month. Clear? As on the last day of the month. How it will be calculated, we will discuss all these with the help of the examples. So difference in the interest amount or the excess of interest payable shall be the difference between the existing applicable rates for the bank staff loans and applicable SBI rate for the general public under the respective scheme. For staff housing loans under the moratorium, since as under the moratorium there is no repayment of the principal during the moratorium period, so interest for each month shall be calculated on the same principal outstanding without recurring any reduction in the principal amount. At the beginning of every financial year, as bank will obtain loan product wise SBI rate as applicable for the general public. If the SBI rate changes during the year, the new rate will applicable from the subsequent financial years. Clear? As what the rate will be given by the SBI, all banks basically will be taken that as the benchmark or the base rate for that. Okay. Advances or loans at the zero interest rate. Clear, since there is no interest charge, the employee does not accrue or pay any interest. So the entire interest amount calculated as the SBA rate shall be considered as the perquisite value like on the festival advance. Okay, so entire amount will be taken as the perquisite value and will be added to the income of the employee for arriving at the tax liability. Clear, basically for arriving at the tax liability to be here. So perquisite further, that is, perquisites may be defined as any casual emolument or benefit attached to an office or position in addition to the salary or wages. It also denotes something that benefits a person by going into his own pocket. Clear? By going into his own pocket. Like for public bank is giving loan at 9.5, 1% housing loan. We can say that just for example, for its staff, it is given like 6%. This is basically compounded interest rate. Here it will be simple interest rate. Clear? So here it shows that basically it is 3.15% gap. Further, basically that is it is simple interest or compounded interest. Clear? So this is the word saying that is by going into his own pocket. Clear? That is bank pays from his own pocket to its employees. Clear? This is the benefit given by the organization, but Supreme Court judge against that. So it also needs something that benefits a person by going into his own pocket. It does not, however, cover mere reimbursement of unnecessary disbursements. So perquisites can be divided into the following three categories. Perquisites taxable in all the cases, perquisites not taxable, perquisites which are taxable only in the hands of the specified employees. Clear? Perquisites which are taxable only in the hands of the specified employees to be here. So what are the perquisites? That is non-monetary perquisites and the monetary perquisites. Clear? So non-monetary perquisites like free domestic servant at the home, employees home like gardener, sweeper, watchman. Free gas, electricity, water at the employees home. Free educational facility for the employees' children. Use of motor car or private journey provided free of cost or concessional rate to the employees or the family. Clear? This is to be taxable only for the specified employees, basically who are availing this facility. Clear? That is non-monetary perquisites. Clear? All these are considered to be non-monetary. Clear? Here, monetary perquisites like reimbursement of the salary of the servant, reimbursement of the gas, water, or electricity bill, reimbursement of the school fees if it is to more than 1000, reimbursement of the motor car expenses, reimbursement of the private travel bill of transport employees. Clear? Taxable for all the employees. Clear? That will be taxable for all the employees here. Clear? Like here, reimbursement of the motor car expenses. Clear? So I will one question from my side, like reimbursement of the fuel allowance. Clear? Like all of the employees basically getting the fuel allowance. So that will be covered under the monetary perquisites or not. So please tell here in the comment section. Okay, just for the knowledge purpose. Okay. So further, that is perquisite taxable in the hands of the employee as part of the salary income and the valuation of the perquisites. Clear? How it is to be valuable, like here. If the employees are residing in the different basically population areas, clear, like here having population more than 25 lakh or exceeding 10 lakh but less than 25 lakh or less than 10 lakh, clear. So depend upon that the value of the perquisite, clear, will be taken, clear, that will be taken here. Okay, so all these things I will taken care in the next session. Just I will discuss this slide. So perquisites taxable in the hands of the employee as a part of the salary income. Clear? Taxable, clear, which has to be taxable in the hands of the employee as a part of the salary income. First one, value of the rent, free accommodation, value of any benefit or amenity granted, free of cost or at a concessional rate to the specified employees, any sum paid by the employer in respect of any obligation which was actually payable by the employee, any sum payable by the employer directly or through a fund for assurance on life of the employee or to affect contract for an annuity, free motor car facility for the personal use of the employee, perquisites arising out of the supply of gas, electric energy or water, free or concessional education facility, free or concessional journeys provided by an undertaking engaged in the carriage of passengers or goods, provision for the sweeper, gardener, watchman, or personal attendant, or value of certain other fringe benefits. Clear? Or value of other certain fringe benefits. All these things you have to be comes under the taxable category. Clear? As a perquisite taxable. So anyone tell basically what is the meaning of the fringe benefits here? Clear? So I request to all of you basically if anyone has very well aware regarding that. So is fringe benefits or perquisites are to be same or different? So kindly tell in the next session we will also discuss in detail. Clear? These are just for the information purpose so that you are aware regarding all these things and manage according to that. Okay. So thanks to all of you. In the next session we will discuss some other things along with one or two examples so that you are able to calculate. Clear? As now the Supreme Court has given order regarding that, so it will be implemented by all the organizations, and recently it will create a lot of problems for the employees also. So thanks to all of you for going through this session.